Hello, my last gamer. Welcome to the video. I just wanted to let you know I do have a Discord and a Twitter if you ever want to interact with me or say hi or have a conversation. And if you ever want to catch these videos live, head over to my Twitch and my Kick and come hang out. I sometimes don't talk. That's unfortunately one of my mini quirks. Is my inability to formulate thoughts as my brain focuses in on what I'm doing, and then I'll just forget to speak. So I'm always up to hang out and chat with anyone that stops by. So hope you enjoyed the video. Welcome back to more Citizen Sleeper. We have more things to do. Like, helping a riot slash strike. Deadstream is holding debris filled on syndicate orders. Kirk believes it's a perfect target for a mutiny if your crew gets on board to inspire one. That's engage. That's endure. That's interface. I just realized that's their skill level. So Gingy has a double and interface. Because that's just intuition. I'll get human, actually, for this contract. Because I feel like he's charismatic enough. Headstream looms large in the cockpit window as it comes to a stop. I can't believe you talked me into this, 𝓢𝓵𝓮 size. It's not a good plan. Convincing 𝓢𝓵𝓮 to take Kirk onto the 𝓥𝓮𝓬𝓽𝓸𝓻 freighter wasn't exactly easy, but with a pithead on lockdown, there weren't really any other options. The voice crackles over 𝓢𝓵𝓮's terminal loud enough to hear, quiet enough you can't really pick out what's being said. You risk the urge to ask. The tension in the cockpit is palpable. All you are aware that this ruse could fall apart at any moment. 𝓢𝓵𝓮, you look over behind you, see Kirk floating their way. You keep them talking, alright? 𝓢𝓵𝓮 flicks the comm switch and begins speaking to the 𝓥𝓮𝓬𝓽𝓸𝓻, ship, thanking them for responding. The duress signal, trying to best play the character of a nervous trader suffering engine failure in debris orbit. Kirk jerks on his head for you to follow him into the corridor, and you unclip your seat and float behind him. It's okay. If it's okay with you, I'm going to play captain on this one. He flat stares, suggests he isn't asking permission. Fine by me. Kirk nods. I appreciate it. Let me tell you how this is going to go. He starts moving down towards the airlock. You follow him as he talks. The headstream has been here cycle after cycle. Wellspring tried to squash our little rebellion. He smiles at the idea. Now, the blockade's in effect, and they'll know they have to hold out for longer still. While messages from 𝓥𝓮 operations get less and less frequent, he stops by a locker, swiping his 𝓥𝓮 uniform for a flight jacket. This is a ship full of tired, unhappy, underpaid, and underfed workers. You both arrive at the airlock. We're going to have to nudge their anger to the right direction as they hiss the airlock. 𝓥𝓮 coming aboard. Kirk catches your eye and gives you a wink. The airlock door scissors, revealing a drained-looking 𝓥𝓮 captain flanked by security officers. 𝓥𝓮, captain of the headstream. He presents himself immediately with little enthusiasm. We have been communication with your pilot and are docking as requested to provide support. He looks between you and Kirk, his eyes linger on you little too long, no doubt, taking in the strange viney skin, dark glowing eyes, and the doll-like face of your frame. He directs his attention to Kirk. How fares your crew? Thank you, Captain. He notices the immediate change in Kirk. Deflates the posture and softer speech. We're surviving the best we can, but now that you've come to our rescue, he sighs, holds out an eager hand to 𝓥𝓮𝓬𝓽𝓸𝓻. Very grateful indeed. 𝓥𝓮𝓬𝓽𝓬𝓽 limply shakes Kirk's hand. Not to worry, 𝓥𝓮𝓬𝓽. Syndicate is the stewardship of the wellspring and the surrounding environments, and takes its stewardship of the wellspring and the surrounding environments. Seriously, it's the duty to offer aid to traders and travelers alike. I'm afraid we don't have much to offer by the way of supplies. Our stores have been depleted by a long posting here, but your crew is free to enter our ship, make use of facilities while you make repairs. Kirk continues to play submissive captain, nodding enthusiastically, uttering a stream of thank yous. You feel like he's pushing a little, though Lambert only seems to be paying a minimum amount of attention. Suddenly turns a sharp eye at you. Your pilot didn't mention you had a sleeper board. What of it? Lambert flinches almost impeccably in response. Nothing at all, just observing. He glances suspiciously towards the corridor. I don't suppose you have any other surprises tucked away here? Oh, no, not at all. Apologies. Our sleepers. A hard worker and a quiet one, too. He shoots you a look. Perhaps if your ship needs maintenance, you can borrow them for a few cycles? Lambert eyes you more brazenly, taking Kirk's lead. His permission to indulge his curiosity. Yes! He eyes trace a tear in the thick skin of your forearm. Perhaps I could be useful to us. Kirk smiles. I will send them to speak with your crew. I'm sure they can direct the sleeper to the appropriate task. Oh, they would love that, Lambert jokes. They're work-shy bunch, the lot. I'm sure they'd eager for a slave. The words set you on edge. We're happy to serve, Kirk bows. After all, we owe you for our safety. Very good. Lambert seems suddenly bored or tired, or perhaps both. Tell her they're free to cross the docking tunnel deposit, but remind them that no funny business will be tolerated. He smiles a sharp smile. Matters to attend to. Lambert turns. See you later, Captain. And with that, Lambert heads back down the tunnel, still flanked by his two silent security officers. Kirk waits until he's out of sight to turn to you. Good. Well held, sleeper. I thought from the look in your eye you were gonna knock him out. I know the job. He chuckles. Glad to hear it. Kirk stares down the corridor because this dickhead won't hesitate to cut us loose in the debris field if we push him. Trust me. Kirk squeezes your shoulder. Shall we go meet this crew? See what their problems are? Lothic administration. He smiles broadly. A captain like that, I doubt they'll be very positive. Sabotage engines, nothing spreads discontent like malfunctioning engines, but you have to be subtle about your sabotage. So I feel like I have to gain their support before I cause mutinies. Says contract engineering crew is always at worst paid. Big contract discussion could spread discontent. Falsify data. False data in the system will lead to frustration, mistakes. In bridge text, you can plan out what being seen. Stewart Crime started sending updates, growing tensions of the wellspring. This is trouble. Yeah, having this bad dice run, any new failure is just... Oh, god damn it. Of course, one of my dice fucking breaks too. Debate Wellspring. The situation Wellspring is untenable, so you need to have crew text to realize that on their own. Suggestion of text what they might do to change things. The seeds are planted. Alright, now that I realize I can do both sides, because I thought that would have forced the mutiny to happen earlier. A leaking payload means crew or engine shell cycles don't get caught in the mess of the tanks. Alright, we got still some supplies. Finishing on the edge of the house for rivers beyond the point of no return. Crew suspects re-damage rather than your crew. When a new leak springs, they're sick of the patch jobs. And we'll have him discuss the war, because I'm assuming it's not to cause suspicion. Yeah, the discussion crew split between those who support 𝓢𝓽𝓪𝓻𝓭, those who don't. Oh, we got one more cycle. You should have risen to the point of no return. Kirk rushes in the bay. You're crossing. It's all kicking off. Sleeper wildly in his eyes. The Lambert's lost control. Guides you through the headstream. A ship become surprisingly familiar with over the past few cycles. Perhaps it's the influence of getting to know the crew and their complaints around Lambert and the syndicate. Its twisting corridors, the thick pipes, the cold metal have taken on an oppressive feel cycle by cycle, hour by hour. Now, as the shouts of conflict echo down the corridor, where the room glows with warm light of the galley, you feel the oppressive pale being scraped away, replaced with some new exciting quality. Enough, Lambert shouts echo like a shot as you enter the crowded galley. From what you can tell, more than half the crew is crowded in this space, are clumped around some perched on the side units. I order you to return to your stations, Lambert floats slightly above the crowd, his hands up in a gesture of futile calming or nervous surrender. You see him glance over his shoulder, tracing as you see security officers instantly around the back room. I don't have endurance. I'll go warn Kirk. You turn to Kirk, ready to indicate the mass security, but you're met with a wild smell that makes you pause. Just wait. Kirk winks. You turn to see security moving through the crowd. If you will not retreat willingly, I have no other choice than to use force. Lambert's voice breaks with anger. Disperse. You watch as the guards form up behind Lambert, then one moves forward, grabs him, forcing out his arms behind his back. The act is met with a raucous cheer from the assembled crew and a yelp of Lambert himself. He's forced through the crowd who part and jeer, heading directly from the corridor from which you've entered. Theoretically, also, even if the security is still technically on his side, this is the best move to save Lambert. If the crew is mutinying, is to act like they're on the side of the mutiny, so they at least can save Lambert's life. Lambert is close. Kirk nods to the security officer holding him, and they stop. Lambert looks up, and confusion stares directly into Kirk's eyes, or into Kirk's grin. You are officially removed from duty as captain of the Headstream on the authority of the Wellsprings Worker Alliance. Kirk's tone directed quote. This is done with the authority of the majority ballot of your crew. Workers Alliance, you have no authority. You're pirates. Lambert spits at Kirk. There will be consequences. On that we will agree. Kirk nods to security officers. They wrench a struggling Lambert from the room. Kirk watched Lambert's go, determination set in his heavy brow. What happened to him? Lambert enjoyed the hospitality of his own. Will enjoy the hospitality of his own brig. Kirk pats you on the back. We have a celebration to muster. The galley erupts, liberated joy. As soon as the drinks and food are passed around from a stash Lambert had been asking the quartermaster to keep for his own use, you settle on a counter and look as the crew celebrates. You watch as Kirk moves effortlessly through the room, giving and receiving thanks in equal measure. Despite his intimidating appearance, you see him something softer coming to the surface, something reserved for those He has struggled alongside fresh allies or old friends to him. After celebrations died down, the crew retreated to make plans for supporting the blockade, holding on what they have. Kirk approaches you. That toast victory offers you a transparent bag of shipbrewed moonshine to the crew of the Headstream. Kirk smiles to our comrades. I think it's time we return to the Wellspring. He looks off towards the last crew members leaving the room. We did our job. Say the word. I'm just the pretend captain, Kirk smiles. That ship out there is yours to command, and everyone knows it. You suddenly notice how exhausted Kirk looks, his eyes dark and hooded. Looks down towards the scuffed floor. You did well here. He smiles weakly. We certainly stirred up something. I don't want to overthink it. Lambert's right. The retaliation will come. I hope they'll be ready when it does. He sighs with a heavy sigh. Kirk takes a deep breath and lets out slow. The struggle goes on. He pushes off the counter and head towards the docking bridge. You take a moment before you follow your mind drifting towards the crew, the struggle they have ahead. As you do, a small, perhaps unfair part of you thinks, well, that's life in the belt. Let's get out everywhere my stress gets any worse. The cut thrums attention. The streaming city and its brash inhabitants have quieted, not to silence, but to a low rumble of conversation. The blockade is holding, the syndicate is waning, and everyone there everywhere there are plans to be made. You and 𝓢𝓵𝓮𝓬𝓽𝓸𝓻 float idly in Chasm Row, many stowaways deep in this wound in the Wellspring side, waiting on Kirk, not far from the first place you met, a meeting 𝓢𝓵𝓮 has still lingering bruises from. Kirk is inside somewhere, and like every locked contractor, he's making plans. Even before you arrive back at in the Wellspring, he had hijacked the rig's transmitter to speak his fellow conspirators, making arrangements for his rival. Watching Kirk's plot unfold makes you realize that despite your involvement, in the end you are just a subsidiary part of this struggle, a chaotic outside actor with the effects but no real influence. Now, waiting for Kirk's return, you feel solace in that you aren't ready to be dragged into another struggle. You are ready to be dragged into another struggle, not yet. You still have your freedom to win, and looking at 𝓢𝓵𝓮 next to you, you know that he does too. Alright, we're on. Kirk comes out of the passage nearby, nodding to the two of you to follow. He leads you both into the Rhyme Market passageways, this time not to the steaming market hall that lies beneath the deepest streets, but up to a cramped room walled with pipes and rusted panels. Just a little longer, we hold here. He exchanges a serious look with you before pushing off and gliding out of the room. You watch Kirk go, your relationship having settled into a quiet and mutual respect. His eyes are on bigger things now, workers' councils, contract negotiations, and you know that. Perhaps one cycle ahead, you'll find a moment to drink together once again, discuss everything that's happened. For now, Kirk has other things on his mind. 𝓢𝓵𝓮 settles again. You shoot him a look before his focus is elsewhere. His eyes glazed over. You fold your arms and wait. Sarah? Tala enters so quietly that in the dim room you can barely notice her. She shoots you a look and smiles and enters. Thank you. she mouths, and silently, and then turns her attention to her brother. Talia. 𝓤𝓵𝓮 says her name like a sigh, like an exhale. He's shaking his head, his eyes already shining with uncontrollable emotion. She rushes across the room, flying into 𝓤𝓵𝓮 at speed. They embrace softly, spinning in the dust and dark, their fingers dug into each other's backs. They separate a couple of pristine spears of bright tears spin away through the air as they do. You're safe, 𝓤𝓵𝓮 nods and takes a breath. I am safe. She smiles reassuringly, settling him, and in this meeting they gesture of care. You see the whole network of signs and secrets. Talia is the calm of 𝓤𝓵𝓮's storm, the big sister who eases his heart. She looks him up and down. You are so big, 𝓤𝓵𝓮. She laughs at her own statement. You're grown up. She tries to make it sound approving rather than patronizing. You're just the same, sister. 𝓤𝓵𝓮 shakes his head. Calling me big, but making me feel small. The moment that statement leaves his lips, you feel chill in the room, and you aren't sure if he meant it, till it flinches a little, hurt, but not wanting to show it. I came to find you, Talia tries again. I needed to find you. 𝓤𝓵𝓮 looks torn, and then you see in him something you've come to recognize, the slow and careful raising of his defenses. Why now? Looks away. It's been so long. Talia. Mom and Dad finally want me to come home? A ripple of emotion runs through Talia. Once you get high, Sarah, after you left, they're gone. She sighs. I thought you would have. She struggles to find the words. It's been a long time. It has. 𝓤𝓵𝓮 sets his face into a stern look of control, but you know he's raging on the inside and in this moment, feel closer to him than you've felt in a while. Talia folds her arms, trying to regain a little control in the exchange. It's good to see you, Sarah. It's so good. You know what's coming, and you see 𝓤𝓵𝓮 brace for it too. But I can't leave with you. She looks pained. This isn't easy for her either. 𝓤𝓵𝓮 only can nod. A dulling acceptance washes over him. I wanted to find you, and I have. And I can see you're strong and well. She shoots you a glance. You have your life here. But the people here, the other contractors, they were the ones who found me, who have kept me going since I ended up here despite our desperate alone. She smiles warmly. It's not that I owe them, it's that they're my family too. She gently places a hand on his shoulder. I know you understand this. She smiles at you. We all find our families out here. 𝓤𝓵𝓮 smiles a rare smile. His eyes are wet. We do, sister. He embraces her again. They separate, and Talia turns her attention to you. I know you will take care of my brother, Sleeper. She smiles. I saw it in your eyes when you came to the pithead. She approaches and puts her hand on your shoulder. I can see you're building something you value on that ship of yours. Thank you. She nods her head gently, takes her hand away. She folds her arms up again, the sense of control returning. There is a wisdom and experience to Talia that brings certain calm to you, and you feel that now. Will you two be staying here for a while, or Talia looks between you and 𝓤𝓵𝓮? Not long. 𝓤𝓵𝓮 cuts in before he can answer. Not long. He smiles. We have our own freedom to find. Talia nods. Just be aware, you're free to pass the blockade, but after that, she sighs, Wellspring's gonna be locked down for a little while, at least until Kirk can establish his council. Next time you come, she smiles proudly, this will be a very different place. Hearing Tally say this, you suddenly see the authority in her, and realize that the one of those council seats may well have her name on it. You look between the two of them and realize that they have years to catch up on, and they'd probably rather do that without you watching. You nod to them and slip out of the room. A lifting conversation starts up the moment you leave. As you follow the twisting corridors back up the chasm road, you smile to yourself as the thought of Talia and 𝓤𝓴phon reunited at last. You hope the whole adventure will make 𝓤𝓴phon less moody, and even though you know deep down it'll probably make him worse. On your way to the rig and past a tired-looking Eugen, we're heading out, he sighs, because I'm not sure now I got to let the wager. How much did you lose? He squints at his fingers for a second, making calculations. Too much, he shrugs. Gotta strap myself for a nap, and he disappears into the berth. Later in the cycle, 𝓤𝓴phon quietly comes back to the rig. He immediately settles himself into the cockpit and starts running diagnostics on the engines. He looks up as you enter and shoots you a smile. Good to see you here, sleeper. I'm getting ready to head out. How you doing? I'm good, sleeper. Really good. He flicks a sequence of switches. Sleeper, 𝓤𝓴phon turns to you. Thank you. He smiles. I appreciate you bringing us all the way out here. I won't forget it. Will Taya be okay? She found her place here, and I'm really happy for her. He looks away out of the cockpit window at the wellspring. She always was the responsible one, and I was always the one running away. I guess some things never change. 𝓤𝓴phon quietly watches the diagnostics complete, a subtle smile on his lips. One thing's for sure, we've been here too long, and we've been seen by too many people. Wellspring may be far from 𝓢𝓵𝓮𝓲𝓃's territory, but sure Lane will find a way to reach his nasty claws out here given enough time. Let's not give him a chance. Hey guys, Bliss' voice echoes from the passengers in the cockpit. They lean in, looking between the two of you. The two contractors just dumped the load of fuel outside our ship. Said it was a gift. You and 𝓤𝓴phon look at each other. Gotta be Kirk. 𝓤𝓴phon gets up. It's either a thank you or his way of telling us to get going. 𝓤𝓴phon kicks off and glides out of the cockpit. Hey, so Bliss smiles. They too have been busy. I've been looking at our rig's drive. I reckon I could do with an upgrade. Well, your engine components are quite few to keep eye out, but Bliss shrugs. Shipyards tend to be a good place to look. Thanks, Bliss. Bliss winks. Anytime, they sigh. Better help 𝓤𝓴phon with that fuel. Bliss leaves the cockpit. You find yourself lost in thought, considering your next step while icy expanse of wellspring glitters below. Now, the hazmat unit installed, you now freely traverse the belt and debris fields on the belt side of the map. I could get that. I was trying to remember what the fucking engine components are. Site workers are at the pit head, so supply depots offer ships to passing spacers that want extra cryo. The readily available water means wellspring is rammed with hydroponics. The cutter serves slow-cooked tomato and pepper stews. I kind of want to stay here to source some supplies for a couple days. Yes, I believe it was that other station that has the engine components. The one with the engineer on it. We have 5 points now. Oh, I could get interface now. Glides lay safe through the debris crowd. The cockpit is empty apart from you and 𝓤𝓵. So, Sleeper, I've been thinking. 𝓤𝓵 gives you a slight look over shoulder. I've been thinking. Sick of running. Me too. I mean, if we want to keep going all the way we have been. We're running out of belt. Beyond the wellspring, it's mostly rocks and experienced, emaciated scavengers, and well, I'm a city boy at heart. But not only that, 𝓤𝓵 meets your eye. We've been building something here, Sleeper. The crew, the ship. Hell, we just got the Havnia suit for free. He thumps the new unit on top of his flight console. But I'm asking, how do you feel about taking on Lane? Want to go to war with the gang? Not war, he smiles, but something else. These humans were happening around Wellspring when Talia's doing. He shakes his head. Kirk's a fool, but he's onto something. We get on side, organize, undermine, then we can get on board with. That I can get on board with. I like the sound of that. I bet you do. He's enjoying this. He smiles, enjoying this. Just think about it, Sleeper. We find a way back into Darkside quietly. We make some connections. We start something running. He turns back to his console. It'll be one hell of a thing. The Aliens are ruthless. The way they run the Darkside, they got plenty of people fed up with them. And they've gotten worse under Lane, worse since they pushed the other gangs out. You smile and shake your head at how fast 𝓤𝓵 can bounce when he wants to. Bounce back when he wants to. As you do, you can't help but consider his plan. Look, maybe it's crazy, but we need a safe harbor either way. I got connections in the scatter yards. He tucks away, keep us quiet from everyone. See 𝓤𝓵 has his coin in his hands, and it's turning it over and over in his fingers as he speaks. If we want, maybe you can help us get into Darkside, but Even if we don't, that's a good place to rest up and make a plan. He turns back to controls, deal with a rapid beep from the new Have-Man unit. The scatter yards you've heard of, they're a reputation of fiercely independent instead of shipyards. Just starward dark side, a hiding place under Lane's nose. If you got things to do elsewhere, if you got to do things elsewhere, go ahead. But the moment we are back at the wash, Lane will be looking out for us. Seraphin turns his focus, piloting the ship. As you watch the breeze float past, you turn to focus on what's ahead. So, don't go to the scattered as you plan to. Sleeper, you got a moment? Eugene finds your breath. I have news about the LPLM. He has a seriousness you rarely see etched in his hard lines of face. You remember the ship he's talked about, the Pelican's Path, last surviving interstellar fraction ship and Halian system. The stories, if his stories to be believed. I'm putting out some feelers about that lost little ship, and something came back. He glances around. Information might leak to someone on what source. I've been working with a contract of mine, a signal chaser working out of the Hollow. He has some promising data. He followed the trail's hidden wreck and found the calculating possible vectors. This thing's there, Halian system. It's in these shoals. He folds his arm across the broad chest, watching for action. Trust the signal chaser? He sucks his breath. As much as I trust anyone. I had told him what exactly we're fracking. I just gave him the signature. The chance he hasn't figured it out, but the problem is the signature has gone quiet, nothing in a few cycles, and Eugene shakes his head. He got wise to the value of what he found, but I doubt it. Maybe he just took a holiday. Eugene smiles at his own joke. Or maybe somebody else, he told somebody else they fucking killed him for it. Because they were like, oh, yeah, we love that. After we paid a visit to the Hollow and turned up my ghost contract, see how valuable the data is. It looks good we get out there and get that shipment, doesn't it? No harm, no foul. What about the Versa? What about her? Maybe she's involved, but he holds up a finger. Could she come sniffing around the fact where we're sniffing when the data gets out? He sighs. That's what she does. That's all I got. Eugene winks. Keep it between us, alright? But we'll let the other knows when we hit the Hollow. Remember, what's at stake here, Sleeper? There's still a ship. A ticket out of Helion. Pats you on the shoulder. It'll be worth it. Eugene drifts out of the bunks, whistling. I saw it. Seraphin comes charging into the bunks. I actually saw it. His eyes wide, his breath ragged. Saw what? Seraphin takes the moment to catch his breath. Suddenly, or how frantic it sounds, he squints. You notice our supplies have been going missing every so often? I have. Suddenly recalled the mysterious mess that was left behind in the supply storage. Seraphin sees the flicker of recognition in your eyes. So after it's happened a couple times, I've decided. Oh yeah, that's why I had 4 when I went up to the damn ship. Decided to keep an eye on our supply store. He lowers his voice. And check from time to time. In this cycle, I drifted down there, and he leans and whoosh, something flew past me. He sneaks his head and knocked me right into the wall. Did you get a good look at it? Seraphin sighs. It didn't hang around, but it definitely was some kind of creature. If there's really a creature loose in the ship, you look around the berth, suddenly aware that something might have been hiding nearby, tucked away in the vents perhaps. This thing like supplies, right? Fencing around, hiding, looking for hiding places. So lock down them tighter and keep them out. That way I'll get desperate, and then it'll make a mistake. What are you talking about, Blisslings from Quarter? I can hear you all the way down their workshop. There's a creature in the ship. Bliss looks between two of you with a raised eyebrow. Creature, are you sure? It's something small, dark, and something fast. Seraphin looks to Bliss, and we're going to lock it up. Lock up the splash drive it out. Bliss looks at Seraphin. If it's an animal, we don't want to make any more scared and desperate than it already is. How about we lock up the supplies but leave some out in a special place to try to bait it? And then grab it? He acts. Mimes that. Seraphim mimes that. No! This looks between two. I want to show there's nothing to fear. We tame it. It seemed very tameable. Sure, Seraphim rubs his sore ribs. Plus, already wasted enough supplies on this thing. You want me to give it more? Seraphim turns to you. What do you think, Sleeper? Between the two of them, so processing situation, you find yourself. Let's try to tame it. Seraphim sighs. What a waste. Alright. Come down the supply store every few cycles. Get some more food out. That way we'll get desperate to do anything dangerous. Then lock down the supplies tight, fold its arm, and we'll get any of them anymore. Plan set, Bliss and Seraphim leave the burst heading to separate directions. You watch them go. Seems your ship has a stowaway. The question is, how will you deal with it? It's you, a familiar voice echoes down the tunnel behind you. You turn to pass, see Femi shaking his head. It keeps getting better. It's been a while, Femi. Yeah, I guess. He frowns, glancing over his shoulder. Remember Nina, the sister of mine, that you could take on a contract? Well, she's taken some inspiration from your little trip. She's anger burning in Femi's eyes, but the tiredness there too. He holds his arms across his broad chest. The Kimbrel crash has been in repairs since we got out of hex support, caught up in the whole mess. So then we're stuck here. She gets outboard and decides to sign up another crew to take a job. Said no shooting anyway. What happened to X support? No idea. There was some kind of alert. We're already on our way out. We didn't give it much thought, and the whole place went up. He firmly looks away. Been at the scatter yards ever since, till we came here. That is. The crash can't leave right now. It's halfway through its rewiring of the damn thing. Something else Nina was supposed to do. I asked her out. Turns out Nina signed up with some idiots heading up of 𝓥𝓮𝓬𝓽𝓸𝓻. For me, he says the name you can't place. They're as green as you, meaning you have no idea what they're doing out there in a place like that. So, you, jabs a finger with the chest, are going to take me out there. We're going to get her. I'll show you the way. Okay, we can do that. Taking some responsibility. Remy smiles. That's what I like to see. Look, I know how things go. I got shits I can pay. We can't pay for the parts for the symbol crash needs when no one sells them here anyway. 250 cryo. No bargaining. In the meantime, I want to try to get the crash ready to make the run herself, but the shape she's in, it's not going to be best idea to head out alone. We suddenly see the desperation in his eyes. He would risk everything for Nina. I'll be waiting. We need to head out soon. Fermi grips his shoulder. Don't test my patience. He kicks off. And don't even think about skipping out. Let them out be. They're really done. Oh, you got engine components that I need again? 8. I have the money for that. As the ship rains, the engine needs to be overhauled to squeeze out more power from the turbines. That means new components. Liz carefully slots the new components. Prepare drive. The engine is proved as you're able to make it. Teach Flotsam some systems how to speak to each other. The translation or directory is satisfying work. Alright, before we go head out to grab his sister, or at least check on her, because he's probably worried as fuck about her. I will take a small little break. Thank you for stopping by and watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a subscription, leave a comment, a like. Maybe head over to my Twitch and Kick and follow me there and say hi. I hope you have a great, wonderful rest of your day.
The night is young, but it feels so old. A story written, yet never told. The mask is heavy, the air